What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today, my friends, I'm going to show you a build based around the Savage Wolverine Assault Rifle. I don't know why, I haven't used this weapon in a really long time. Many of you have reached out to the channel asking me to put it together with a striker build, so that's exactly what I'm doing today. Now, if you happen to enjoy this video, do me a favor really quick and hit that like button. We have a 300 like goal per video. You can feel free to subscribe or join as well, and we do have giveaways here. Our current one is for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. So I'm going to start this build video off a little bit differently because I want to show you how to get the weapon itself. It's all about doing field research on the firewall specialization, and this is for those of you who are new or just returning. So you can see here, once you get into the firewall specialization, you have a bunch of different stages you need to complete. Now, in order to get the weapon, you need to complete stage 4, and as we scroll down, you can see it's very cut and dry. The game tells you exactly what you need to do in order to get the blueprint. You know, you have to do the objective, the bigger man, sword and shield, that's just me. What's the next one? Skill thrill. And as we scroll down, again, you don't have to do these in any particular order, but once all of them are done, then you get the blueprint. Now, your next step is to go over to Anaya in the base of operations. Now, that's where you will see the blueprint listed. You're going to buy it, and once you do, you can craft as many as you like. Now, for those of you that have crafted weapons in this game, you know that it's all luck of the draw. You have, sometimes on the first attempt, you can get exactly the weapon you're looking for. Other times, it's just not the attributes you want. The actual power of the weapon is really low, so it may take a few attempts. And in my opinion, you're looking for at least 2 of the 3 attributes to be 3/4 of the way full. Ideally, they are all 3 of the ones you want. Remember, the talent's going to be the same on the weapon. You don't have to worry about that. So if we look at this one, you can see there's assault rifle damage, that's great. Health damage, that is great. The other one I think was swap speed. I don't really need that. I'd much rather have damage to armor, something like that. We have assault rifle, health damage, optimal range. And the final one we're going to try really quick is, what do we have? Assault rifle damage, health damage, and headshot damage. And again, for me, I always look for damage to targets out of cover. So again, you may have to try a few times to get the one you want. Now at this point, I'm going to jump right into the build. At the end of the video, you will see some gameplay footage of the build in action. So starting with the specialization, I'm using Firewall, which is going to give me the ability to use the Striker Shield, which in turn gives me a weapon damage boost, a shield boost. This thing is an absolute fantastic specialization. We also have, Firewall Tactical Link, we have Fiery Response, and remember, regardless of which specialization you choose, always make sure to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which weapon you have equipped. Now my primary, needless to say, is the named AR, the Savage Wolverine, and thank you family members for bringing this weapon back to my attention. Like you can see, the proficiency is at 0. Like this just completely fell off my radar, but it is so powerful because of its talent perfectly close and personal. Where killing a target within 7 meters grants 38% weapon damage for 10 seconds. I've said it before, that is a lifetime in this game. Now my secondary is an ACS 12, and I'm using the regular talent close and personal, and even though it's not as strong, that is going to give you a 30% weapon damage bonus for 10 seconds. When it comes to the handgun, I really don't use that often, but I have the exact same talent on that weapon as well. Now moving on to the gear itself, you can see I'm using 4 Striker, 1 Brazos, and 1 Overlord. Starting with the mask, it's the first piece of Striker. We're using all 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% weapon handling, 3 pieces 15% rate of fire, and 4 pieces Striker's Gamble, where weapon hits are going to increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. This is the most powerful that the gear set has ever been, and pretty much on all of these pieces, I'm trying to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Now, because I'm using the Striker body armor, it also gives me the Talon Press the Advantage, which increases my max stacks from 100 to 200. That's not a necessity, but again, it does help out, especially when you're in a group. Now, when it comes to the holster, we're using the PICARO'S holster because of that 15% weapon damage bonus. Now here's the thing, once we are able to roll a red core attribute on this thing, it's going to be even more powerful. When it comes to the knee pads, still using one of the best in the game, Fox's Prayer knee pads, because of that 8% damage to targets out of cover attribute. Making our way to the gloves, they are the 3rd piece of Striker. It's going to also give us that extra rate of fire, which we want. And finally with the bag, 4th and final piece of Striker. Now because we have the bag equipped, it also gives us the talent risk management, which is going to increase total weapon damage gains per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 1%, and again, you are just going to be melting enemies. As far as my skills go, I'm using the assault drone because it is a great distraction to NPCs abilities and puts out damage as well. For the shield, it's the SRTIKER shield, and you can see because we are using that, our shield skill tier is at 4. So again, we're having much more survivability. So again, it's a really balanced build. Now, one of the things I mention at the beginning of every build video I put together is I want to remind especially new and returning players that this is just a template. This is how I run with the thing. There are so many different ways to run with something. The most important thing is to truly take your time and make a build your own. All of you that have been at this channel for a while, you know my favorite aspect about putting these build videos together is the family that we have here at the channel. So if you have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to new and returning players, please let me know, as the main goal is to help out as many people as we can. With all that being said, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.